Good morning. I'm Rick Ventura, head golf professional, here with our superintendent, Paul Barr. Today we'd like to talk about our gate system and our winter protocol as well as our summer protocol for our entrance and exits, and what are some of the guidelines that we'd like you to follow.
Everyone's been doing a really good job with the gate system, by the way. It's allowing us to get out on the fairways in this wintertime season and utilize the golf course in between storms. The gate system, we have an entry and we have an exit, and we try and move those around because of for traffic, but we're also in the wintertime we're moving them around because it's best entry point where it's not so wet. We have been working on sanding from fairway to cart path, and so as we work on getting a good sand cap from fairway to cart path and better drainage, we want to be very aware of where we go in and where we leave.
The members enter with their golf carts. Are they able to drive wherever they want from that point until they exit the hole, or do we have some guidelines for them to follow?
In the wintertime specifically, what you're asking is, if we have you come in a gate and it's halfway up the hole, we're also saying we don't want you to be driving in the fairway back. There could be a random spot that might be a wet spot. So we'd like you to be always going forward and staying in the fairway. Stay in the fairway if your ball goes into the rough. We have not drained those areas, so those are going to be wet, and you're going to either get stuck or you're going to lead to damage on the golf course. And so you're to be in the fairway and you have a wide berth of area to be working with, but we don't want you to be driving in the rough to look for your golf ball.
Yeah, and that's an important note. In the wintertime, when we go one day cart pass only and the next day we're able to go on the golf course, we need to remember how the drains were set up, fairways, and our rough basically remains the way it's always been. So it will leave tire tracks and ruts. So it's important to keep that in mind when you're playing any hole, but 13, 4, 6 to be specific are holes that will be quite wet in the rough.
We'll be angling the gates in a direction that we'd like you to be taking, and that's year round. So that's something where, hey, we want you to go out through the gates at this particular direction. It's pretty much a straight shot through. Really, the idea, if you're paying attention to the gate system, you're going to know what the overall plan is. And by moving the gates every day, winter, wet, or summertime growing well, is we're moving those gates to keep that rough healthy so that we have a nice, consistent look and we have best playing conditions.
Keep in mind, if you're going to pass another golf cart, those areas on the edges are really wet. So pay attention to if you're going to go around a cart, where you do it and what the conditions are on each side.
Another reason, Rick, that we wanted to get together and talk with the membership about our gate system, we're now ready to call it graduate, move on from the initial setup that we did. Pretty much we set this up right beyond the project. And one of the first things we put in was signs near the approach that kind of direct members where they're to go off the cart path and find this is where the gate is, right? This is where we want you to go for the gate. And being that everyone is doing such a great job in following that gate system, the signs aren't necessary anymore. We're just asking that everyone continues so we don't have to go backwards and put the signs back out, protecting the green complexes so that we have best conditions.
In the winter or summer, there were points where those cart signs were several yards out, 40, 50 sometimes. Are those going to be something they have to pay attention to in terms of where the gate's at, that those are areas you're trying to protect?
Yes, and if there's, let's say, something unforeseen happens, we have to do a repair in 5's fairway, and so therefore we need to move the gates up in a really odd spot that's not common. Mm-hmm. We're going to want to notify you in the pro shop, and that you guys would notify the members as they went out for that day. But the other ones are, yes, it's specific to the hole. And a lot of it has to do with, we're managing health of the turf. We're seeing how the turf is reacting to cart traffic, and we're monitoring weather conditions. So
we're able to geofence our club-owned carts, so it will tell you when you have gotten too far or too close to the green. We do ask the members that have their own carts that they're following the same rules. We want you to follow the same pattern as every other cart on the golf course. We thank you very much for your cooperation. It's been a great winter. We've had enough rain to make it seasonal, and our membership has done a great job, and we'd like to get you out on the golf course, cart or no cart, as often as possible. Thank you very much.